Yo, what's happening guys, it's Camtasia, and today I just want to talk a little bit about the Elder Scrolls Online. There's been quite a lot of information released now, and I think we're at a point where we can actually discuss some of the features that are coming out and some of the stuff that I'm looking forward to. So, I mean, first of all, everyone knows that there's three different factions called alliances, and they are the Daggerfall Covenant, the Ebonheart Pact, and the Old Mary Dominion. And basically the three alliances are at war now, and they are all fighting for control of Cyrodiil in the middle. Now I imagine Cyrodiil to be kind of like Guild Wars 2 Whale PvP, where there's going to be forts, and you know, in the middle it's going to be like the castle, the Cyrodiil's actual city that you'll be able to siege and stuff like that, which is going to be awesome. I can't wait for that. That was my favourite part of Guild Wars 2, was the Whale PvP, so to play that in an Elder Scrolls game is going to be fantastic. Also, yes, so there's three different races on each of the factions that you can play as. So if you're going to play as the Daggerfall, you get to play as the Bretons, the Red Guard, or the Orcs. If you play on the Ebonheart Pact, you get to be the Nords, the Dark Elves, or the Argonians. And if you play on the Old Mary Dominion, you get to pick the High Elves, the Wood Elves, or the Khajiits. Now, they haven't actually talked much about the classes that separate them. I think basically what it's going to be is you get to choose a set class, and then what this class is basically just to start you off with a certain way you want to play the game. So say you picked let's think of a class, a spell sword or something like that, or a knight or something like that. Then if you pick a knight, it's going to give you starting points in heavy armor, you know, health, possibly some sort of hate aura, because it is an MMO. I don't know how the tanking's going to work and stuff, but they have mentioned that basically when you level up in the Elder Scrolls Online, you get points to put onto different attributes like heavy armor, health, you know, stealth. So you could literally make yourself into like a stealth tank if you put enough points into those various, you know, class attributes thing. Another thing is the dungeons are different to normal dungeons. So instead of just you know, you go into a dungeon and you can make your way around different rooms and stuff without alerting certain other mobs, but in the Elder Scrolls Online you have to kill pretty much everything, because the enemies are based on sight rather than view distance, like a distance around them. So some mobs could aggro you and then run to the other mobs to get them to help, or they could run or shout to the other mobs to come and help. So the AI on the NPCs is actually really good, rather than kill a few mobs over here and leave the other ones so you can get around the room. A bit like World of Warcraft, where you know, you sneak around rooms. It's pretty standard MMO actually, that is the normal thing, but you know, it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to work with those class builds, because obviously there's going to be people with set classes, but they could play totally different to the way another tank could play. So you've got to really, I think, like if you build relationships with guilds and stuff, you'll get to know people, and you know, you'll know people that are better at certain ways of tanking certain enemies and certain bosses and stuff. So it's going to be really interesting that way to see how that pans out. Another thing is with the world server, there's only one server, so they've got a new technology called Mega Server, which basically keeps everyone in one server, but with multiple servers working it out. So it's kind of like if you had, say, 500, say 600 players playing, you can have 500 players per area, and it makes sure to keep that people around you, so that it's hard to explain really. It's like you'll never basically be alone. If there's other players in that area, the server will make sure that there's other players around you that are in that area. So it's pretty awesome that way, and the engine's been optimized so you can have pretty much hundreds of players doing sieges, which is something that I really want to try out. Can't wait to try that. But yeah, I mean, they haven't really talked about passive skills for what race you choose. So I mean, with the Elder Scrolls, normally if you pick a certain race, you get passives that, you know, make you stronger in certain areas. So with the Bretons, they are resistant to magic as a passive. and the Dark Elves are resistant to fire. So I mean, if you look at these little sheets that I've made, these are basically taken over from Skyrim. These are the passives of each of the races that you can choose in the Elder Scrolls Online. So I mean, I'm hoping that these passives are being dragged over as well, because obviously, you know, this is part of, you know, Elder Scrolls lore, really. And also you can see that the attributes with the green squares, they are basically what they are better at in the Elder Scrolls Skyrim. So you've got like Conjuration for the Bretons, the Dark Elves. So I'm wondering, if you pick a Wood Elf and you choose an Archer type class, does that give you more points on archery to start? That's one thing that could, you know, could be something that we need to look at. You never know. So I mean, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, people. This is just a new series that I want to do on YouTube about the upcoming MMOs, basically analysing them week by week to see, you know, up until release, and we'll see, you know, where it goes. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this week, people. Hope this has been of use to you. I'll put a link in the description where you can find out some more information, and hopefully next week I'll have more information that I can share with you, and I'll do another one of these videos. But for now, people, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.